It is often said that the US is a nation of immigrants, and I can relate. I was just 5 years old when we moved here from Mexico on my dad's work visa in the late 80s. 3 years later, we were green card holders. Then in 2000, American citizens. The authorized and unauthorized ways us immigrants get here, and who ought to leave or be barred from coming at all, is about as urgent a set of topics now as I have felt in my lifetime. But instead of getting overwhelmed, I decided to get to the source with USAFacts. For starters, I wondered, how many other people live here who were born somewhere out there? Survey says 1 of every 7 people in the US is an immigrant. That's about 48 million people total, according to the latest census figures from 2023. Now, that 48 million is a diverse bunch. It includes foreign-born citizens, legal residents, visa holders, and people who were not legally authorized to enter or to stay in the United States. How many people are in that last group? The most recent official government figures from 2022 put the number of unauthorized immigrants in the US at 11 million people. So, this means a quarter of US immigrants and about 3% of all people in the US are in the country illegally and sit at the high-stakes center of many of our debates on immigration. And most of these folks, it turns out, are not recent arrivals. In fact, 4 out of every 5 unauthorized immigrants have lived at least a dozen years here. And of that group, 56% have called this country home since the turn of the century. The stories here can vary quite a bit. Some overstayed legal temporary visas. Others came from conflict zones or applied for asylum. And some of these folks got in by not getting caught at ports of entry or our border, particularly our nearly 2,000-mile-long southern border, where U.S. Border Patrol agents saw 81% of all unauthorized attempts to enter the country between 2020 and 2024. Those attempted border crossings spiked during the pandemic, then dropped real fast throughout 2024. In February of 2025, U.S. Customs and Border Protection counted 8,000 attempted crossings, which, by the way, can include repeated crossings by the same people. But it was 94% fewer attempted crossings than they saw in February of 2024. However we got here, us U.S. immigrants come from everywhere. But one country tops the list by a wide margin. And yes, it's where I'm from too. As of the most recent government estimates, 21% of all authorized immigrants and 44% of all unauthorized immigrants living in the U.S. came from Mexico. Thanks to USAFacts for the quick data plunge. This is Monica Guzman of Braver Angels signing off.